Boss by SUISM Church. What you don't want? Her name's Moj.
Yup.
Her name's Moj. Anybody she's trying to hide? I'm just playing. Now, where's the scripture?
Okay, so I'm gonna read the scripture of the day.
Where's the scripture?
So it's Mark 3:25.
Mark 3:25.
And this is what it says. It says, "And if a house is divided against itself, that house cannot stand."
Really?
That's deep because we were just talking about that.
I just saw somebody post that online.
Really?
Yeah. If a house is divided, a house cannot. Man, yeah. If the house of Christ is divided, then the house of Christ cannot stand for sure. And the family is divided. Yeah, you should never divide the family. We were just talking about that. Like, if you got problems with somebody, if you feel like your neighborhood is going crazy, then you should probably move, man. Because if you stay right there in the place where the disaster happened, it happened for a reason right there. You should probably think about getting up and moving. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, come on, man. Like, have respect for yourself. A biblical word, humility. Have humility for yourself, man. That means self-respect. So, yeah, don't just stay there in the filth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my lady from San Diego, sometimes she want to go back to San Diego. I don't want to go back to California because every time I go back to California, I start getting into the mix. You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's why you have to be with your partner no matter what. And the foundation is important. That's why it's so important in your relationship, in your family, in your life, to always have your foundation to be strong, because if that foundation isn't strong, then it will be divided. So
yeah,
I'm always going to be with my husband, my baby. And I feel like it goes with your relationship with God and everything in life. So make sure things aren't divided. And if they are, then, talk to God and see what you can do. Pray on it and see what, God says to help things to not be divided anymore.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, man, that sucks because my family low key be on some of that type of stuff because there's two grandpas in the picture. Like one part of my family have one grandpa, and another part has my grandpa. The second half has my grandpa, and like I heard there used to be clashing and stuff like that. But come on, man, you gotta know how to love your brother, because if you don't, then that's exactly what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? New baby dad get into the picture, and then the kids from the previous relationship gonna be like mad and sad, thinking that he gonna change up the game and stuff. I heard people. I've been to homie's house. He's like, I hear the sisters tripping on a new boyfriend. They like, he's gonna change the house. You want him to change the family? You want him to divide the family? She's choosing his side. Mom's got a new boyfriend. She's choosing his side. Man, don't even think like that, man. That's blasphemous to try to stop whatever. Just let it happen, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The family gets divided, you try to prevent it, but you can't fight it, you know what I mean? Like,
you can't force it.
You can't force it and fight it, you know what I'm saying? But man, just always think about the family's division, keep it together, keep it glued together, gorilla glue together, and just keep it together. That's why I love reading the Bible every day and Bible studying and everything, because it's crazy. I feel like it's a forever thing. It's a forever thing that could change probably overnight if people just started reading and following Jesus Christ's commandments. My opinion, like, you can't lose, And I was reading earlier, a blessed man is a man whose sins are forgiven. That's a blessed man. So, don't think because you do bad stuff it's over. Read the Bible and get an understanding of who God is, find Jesus Christ, man. We on different times, and time is man-made. Like it's crazy, man. It's really crazy. And God has sent angels and everything to watch over you, and the angels come back and report everything to God. Like it's gonna get back to the Lord Almighty. Like it's not a game, it's not a joke. Don't let the devil take you away from the reality of things. People get mad over like the most simplest things, man. Like stuff that could be prevented. I'm seeing guys getting killed. Like it's crazy. You should never be fighting over money. You should never be fighting over somebody else's spouse. You should never be fighting over anything you have no control over, really. You should fight for love. Like you yourself promote love. Like don't expect somebody else to love you first before you settle down. Like settle down with yourself. Settle down with God, man. Like settle down with God, man. Like, whoa. That goes so I could talk about that one forever because I know so many single parents who are single because of the craziest. They conducted division within the family, and the situation was talkable.
Yeah, fixable.
You know what I mean? Talk outable. You know what I mean? Like super simple, silly stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, never let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. I was talking about this earlier. Like, if you should never ever lie, ever lie. It says in the Bible, God hates liars. Hates. 4-letter word. You shouldn't lie. So if you don't say nothing, that's not a lie. A liar would say that's a lie. That's not a lie if you don't want to get involved in somebody else's stuff. And if someone loves you, they shouldn't try to inflict their problems on you. But if they do, just ignore it. First thing you should do is ignore it. Second thing you should do is
pray for them.
That's the last thing. Ignore. If you see what they're doing is wrong, man, that's none of your business. It's none of your business, man. It's none of your business. If it's none of your business, honestly, that's a tough one. I know it's the toughest one. It's none of your business, man. Straight up. It says give to your brother earnestly. So if they come at you and they ask for some help, you should help them. You should help them, for sure. If they're annoying you, then you should move. Don't just stay there. Like, if you love them enough and you don't want to hurt them, you should move. Because it's going to hurt them by you being there and you not helping them. That's why everybody gets mad at the rich, because they like, you here in the same city as me and you not helping me. I'm out here on the streets and you're not helping me. You rich. But if they were somewhere else, they're like, I don't care. He's all the way over there. You know what I mean? That's the same thing they were doing when they got Exodus before Noah's Ark. They were like, God is never over here. He don't live here. He don't come here. He hasn't been here in years. So they kept doing wrong and they just forgot about it. People the same way today. They like, if you live far, they like, I ain't even worried about you. They get mad at the people that are rich right there in front of them. They like, oh, you right here, you could have looked out for me. You know what I mean? I understand that. I totally understand that. That's just the way mankind seems. But you gotta go. You gotta get up and dip, man. Like, for real. Your level of responsibility, nobody has control over that but you. So if you ain't got the bread to move, man, then yeah, just like Jesus Christ said himself, it's gonna be long suffering, but only for a little while. So expect some suffering for sure. Christianity should be called suffering, because there's a lot of suffering. Like, to get a job, you have to suffer. Once you get the job, you have to suffer. To get the paycheck, you have to suffer. To obtain the paycheck, you have to suffer. But before that, to even cash the check, you have to suffer. Sometimes they mess up on your check, you have to suffer. Sometimes they mess up your days, you have to suffer. Like, it's always some suffering. And that's Christianity. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
When you're waiting on a blessing, it's a suffering. Going to school is suffering. Like, I dig the university idea, but you get to the university, they get high, they fornicating, everybody messing with everybody, they fighting. Some people are going to school for real. But there's a lot of mess. I used to watch Campus Police. I ain't even just saying that just out of
Just out of nowhere.
out of nowhere, out of vain.
Yeah.
That right there was a show.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Campus Police. And they would do that. They would just patrol the campus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They just patrol the campus, you know what I'm saying?
Any vicious things were happening?
Man, those kids were acting crazy low key. And it really surprised me. But I had homies who went to like Penn State and UNLV and stuff, and they would tell me that it was crazy up there too. I'm like, damn, dude, what y'all doing? They're like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Getting high, smashing. I'm like, oh my goodness, man. It sounds like you in high school. Like you sound
high school.
some stuff. You sound like, I'm like, I thought this is where we were mature, man, and we step up and you want to higher learning as a mature adult, young adult. We're not teenagers anymore throwing tissue and stuff at people and dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Vandalizing cars, and I'm like kitty little immature stuff, vandalizing cars and threatening people and fighting with your girl all in public and all kind of goofy stuff like we kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fighting over food and shit. Who ate my burrito?
Oh my gosh.
living with your homies and shit. Damn, man, you got the bathroom smelling stanky out. Doodle booty ass little boy. Like, we grown ass man. Like, put your bread away and do something. I'd rather for the homie living a weekly than to live under them circumstances. But I dig higher learning though. Just the campus joints kind of vicious. So, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta know when to go. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Don't just stay right there in the field. Know where to go. Know when to go. Even the queen ant knows where to go. A little bitty, tiny little ant. Even she knows where to go. Come on, man. Know where to go. Know when to go. I mean, things can change anytime, any second. You're not God. You don't have control over the universe. You're not the Lord Almighty. You're not Osiris. Things can change in a split second. So always humble yourself. You know what I mean? But you gotta look at division from a certain angle. A lot of the things that cause division within the family could and should be easily prevented. Just a little intervention, a little talk it out. For real. I've seen gangsters get together and talk it out. Ooh. And they like, all right. Yeah, probably only last for like a couple months. But still, if they would have kept linking up, it probably would have prolonged. But they probably forgot and gave up, you know?
Yeah.
They squashed the beef for a little bit at least. That was a movie, Blood In, Blood Out. That movie isn't based on a true story or nothing, but man, they pretty on point though, because that was what I saw growing up in South LA. I just saw a bunch of wars and reconciliation, back and forth. They fight and they don't fight. They fight and they don't fight. Fight and they don't fight. And it looks like they forget, and then they remind it. And they forget, and then they remind it again.
Yeah, it's back and forth.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I forgot. Then a lightning bolt hits. Boom. Oh, yeah. You feel me?
Yeah. That's why it's so important to talk to God every day. So
You wouldn't have to deal with being reminded if you just get up and move. Like, forget that land. That land is not it. That land is not everything. Forget that. Get up and dip. Try something different. Explore, expand. Like, don't just sit right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't just sit right there. For real. Don't divide the family. It's not good to divide the family. Dividing the family. It don't matter what it is. The Bible, Jesus said, like, it don't matter what their religion is or where they come from. You're still supposed to respect them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Christian. That don't mean I can't respect my homies because they some other religion, that I don't really know about. I'll get to know what they on. But I'm a Christian because I love Christianity. I love the whole idea of it. And I love the Bible and the stories and the guys and everything about the Bible. I love that. I just believe it. I'm not saying that everybody else's religion is false. I'm not. Who am I to judge? I'm not God. I can't judge. But I know that I believe Osiris, Amun-Ra, Yahweh, Yahshua, Jehovah, God, Jesus. It's the same person. There's only one God, and He lives within all of those guys, for sure. So if that's Christianity, that's Christianity. You know what I mean? The ancient God, the current God, same God. Jesus Christ, man, that's my belief. But I'm not gonna down somebody for believing in an elephant or a doll or a monkey or a shark. If you believe those are your gods, that's on you, man. But let me tell you this. We shall see what happens. I can't speak upon that. Because some people who believe in those type of things are good guys. They just been misled. They good guys. They look out for people. I can't say. You know what I mean? I just know Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ led me to knowing God on a totally different level. So I can't speak upon everything else. If I had not grown up in a Christian home, I probably would have traveled and fed into everything. Because naturally, I love history. I'm a historian. You know what I mean? I probably would have just searched and searched forever. You know what I mean? I feel like every single human being has that opportunity, though, of knowing who Jesus Christ is, knowing who God is. They just either take it or they don't. They like whatever. So then they come up with something like the Table of Nicaea or whatever that is. The Sumerians came up with. They come up with that because Baal, the devil, get up in there and he get up in there and then he gets in there and he starts to get people to idolize and fantasize and fraternize and victimize and criticize and tell lies for some stupid reason. Who knows why? I don't think like that, so I can't even put it together. Now, I've been money hungry. Yeah, I've done some things to be money hungry and to keep my hunger. But I'm not like that no more because I found Jesus Christ. I found the Word, the truth. I studied. Well, I already knew the Word. I feel like everybody knows Jesus. I feel like everybody knows Jesus. I feel like everybody in the world knows something about the word, for sure. If you love your parents, that's Jesus right there. So if you love any single thing or any single person, I'm not gonna say thing. If you have loved a single animal, a single person in your life, Jesus Christ is in you. But you don't get to illuminate that because your frequencies are low. Because negativity has your frequencies low, and everything has frequencies. Everything has vibrations, even dead things. Because it's not totally dead. Until it's never totally dead. Scientists even prove that. Like some phenomenal situation happens in space to where material from a look-alike erupts and evolves and it shoots to another planet. So there's your proof right there. Jesus Christ gave you proof right there that planets are not even dead. They're not dead yet. Until this whole entire solar system, until the whole cosmic area we know of, what is it considered? What is it called? Boss.
Yeah.
Until Boss is completely defeated, nothing is dead.
That's true.
That's crazy.
I know.
Separation is what happens because that's natural. So then all that is good is going to just divide itself from you. Basically. Because as long as Boss is alive, the planet is alive. The planet might look hideous, like hideous compared to what it used to look like Jupiter and Venus and Pluto. They probably looked really beautiful once upon a time. Something happened. They're not dead yet. It looked like they dead. They're not dead yet. They still even talk to each other and send messages to each other. Even our living planet talks to other planets. That's why you have an aurora, northern lights. Our planet actually talks to other planets. Everything is a body within a body within a body. The more we don't take care of ourselves, the more the planet is torn up. But it ain't over yet. You lose your body, you keep your soul, it's not over yet. You just get left behind because you weren't right. The Bible says there's no rest for the wicked. If you don't get no rest, then what's going to happen? You're going to get weak. If you're wicked, then you're weak. Then you're left behind because you're weak. Because you're wicked. Because there's no rest for the wicked. So when you do good, you constantly prosper. There's no limit to love. But there is a limit to hate. It's through. You're not going to go far. With an underachiever, somewhere down the line, somebody in that group fucked up. Excuse me. Ooh. Hey, I didn't mean to curse. Hey, I'm from Compton, California. Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me, world. I'm from Compton, California. Give me world. I've been working on that though. I've been working on profanity and cursing and stuff. That's why I make this video not for kids, because I don't want a kid to be like, "Oh, you just said that word," or somebody watching this with their family. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting there. I'm trying. Everybody's a work in progress. Everybody's working on something. Yeah, I'm working on profanity and cursing. You know. Whew. I've been binging on foreign countries and artists in foreign countries, and I'm listening to their songs, and it's trippy because they blur out their stuff too. And I'm like, whoa. It's funny, like it's kind of like blurring out the picture of a dead man. Like I understand though, because like at first I didn't understand that. Like Times Magazine and stuff started to like blur out people's pictures and stuff from like the Rodney King riots.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the internet when those pictures resurface,
Mm-hmm.
they'll have it blurred out the second time. And I was like, why are you blurring that out? Half those people probably gone. Like the life expectancy for somebody in LA, a lot of times it depends where you live in. A lot of times it don't be that long. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And those people were old on that picture. I'm like, on those pictures I saw, and I'm like, the original pictures. Yeah. So the second time they all like blurred out. I'm like, what the hell? But because, you know, their families get mad, I didn't think about that part. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
I know. I get what you're saying. We be forgetting about the families and you know how they feel.
Yeah, we forget about things. That's what always like screws us over a little bit. Don't forget. Mm-hmm. Like I just forgot what the hell I'm talking about. Oh yeah, work in progress. A curse sometimes. A curse, that's what a curse does. It messes you up. That's what cursing does, messes you up. Really though. The most important thing in your life is the word. Your word is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Turning something from something being bad to good, man, that's the way of mankind. Jesus Christ said, don't forgive a man one time, or 6 or 7 times. Forgive him 77 times. And yeah, that's hard. And then that's when division comes back. You got to separate yourself, man. Somewhere down the line, division is going to come, man. Somebody breaks off and goes bad. Breaking bad. It always happens, man. That's when you have to divide yourself, like I said. Like, that goes with everything, every type of politic, everything. If you have a pot of fish and one fish is acting crazy, you got to take them out and divide them from the rest, because they all going to start acting bad. I grew up with fish. Trust me. It's crazy, but it really works though. Because then all the bad fish are going to be bad towards each other, and they're just going to stop because they know. But that good fish that don't want to be bad, you got to take him out because he don't want to be bad. Hell, in jail, when people don't want to be bad, they go to the PC, which I don't understand. I'm like, bruh, you in jail. I thought you wanted to be bad. Mm-hmm. So why all of a sudden you better follow through? You better be bad all the way and then change. You can't change. You can't start a habit or quit a habit on a Tuesday. I mean, sometimes you really should, but most of the time, most people don't. They stop their habit or start their habit on Monday, right? Mm-hmm. It's only right. So, man, in jail, guys don't want to go to PC. They want to just ride it out. Man, you should, because you're going to go to PC, it's going to look like you're scary. So just leave the gangster stuff alone forever, if that's how you really feel. But if you want to be an influence, and plus, going to PC kind of does like look a little bit scary, but I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But man, it's best to just not go to jail at all. Like, do what you got to do to avoid going into the pen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you do and you have to go to PC, I understand, like, you don't want to go to PC. You got enemies and general population. You got people that probably want to avoid the gang wars and stuff and general population, people getting stabbed, police shooting at you and stuff. You probably don't want to go there. You like, I just want to go to a cell and just sit in the cell and just do my time. Then that's PC. That is only you in and you out. You with it or you not. Mm-hmm. But if you go to PC, all that gangster stuff you kick in is out the window, and it should be out the window anyway, because that type of lifestyle only leads you to hell or jail. So then you're like, I'd rather go to jail. And just fight it out then. At least when you get out, you have a story to tell the youth so that they not just run into PC. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, fight it out. Fight it out, or don't go to jail at all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For real. Do what you gotta do to not go to jail. Sometimes that involves division again. Get up and dip. Don't just stay there, because then you're probably gonna go to jail or hell for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you see it's bad, and 1 out of 3 men is going to jail or getting killed, then you gotta get up.
Mm-hmm.
For real. You don't depend on somebody. Don't wait on somebody. Don't ask for no handouts. You don't make people feel bad and uncomfortable for not helping you. You need to do what you gotta do. Get out. If you need to ask the state for the bread, try. If you lame and you blinder, you gotta ask the state for change. Go ahead. If you got the strength to work, go ahead. If you wicked, you're probably not gonna want to work because you're probably too weak. There ain't no rest for the wicked. You're probably not getting enough rest. You probably just want to stay there in the field. But if you got strength and you're praying and you're not wicked, then you're trying to get up out of there. You gotta get up out of there. If you just stay around, it don't matter what your situation is, your life story is. You're not a child. You gotta get up and do what you have to do. I knew that as a child. Like, you got to do in Compton, coming up in LA, you have to grow up fast. My mom was a 15-year-old parent in LA, just like so many other people's moms. To this day, and it ain't even like that was just something of the past in the 90s. These millenniums are teen parents these days. Boy, you tripping. For real. I just saw a girl online with like 4 kids. She said she just turned 21. What the hell? So you must have had a baby at like 16.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know the West Coast ain't changing. So you have to be the change. You have to move. Sometimes you gotta move. You can't let your parents hold your hand forever. You have to move. Let God straighten that out. You're a mortal man. You can't straighten that out in time. They tried to do that in Compton. Those guys died. That was 120 years ago. You have to move. That development still isn't completed. Mm-hmm. Probably won't be completed until somebody moves and come back and let God handle that. You can't handle it. Let them. Sometimes you do have to let fire fight fire. You have to go and let everything burn down to the core. If it gets better before then even more blessing, and you can go back sooner. It don't have to burn down to the core. That's going to be more work on you anyway. When you get back there and everything's burnt down, you have to build it. And I've done that before. I had to go to camp. I was a bad kid, and I had to go to fire camp. And that is exactly what we have to do. We have to rebuild stuff that was burnt down. And it was hard. I wish them people would have taken care of that area. It wouldn't have gotten burnt down like that. They too lazy. They didn't chop down them stupid trees. Now, a lightning bolt hits it. Boom! They up in there smoking meth and stuff in the town and sleeping with everybody and stuff and living off their girl and some old dumb, stupid stuff. No bread coming in. There was a dude, man. There was a dude in this small town I was living. They said dude caught 2 bodies. They said he had a meth lab. They said both his wives pop up dead off of like some type of pills. They said he was dating drug addict females who were like prostituting and stuff like that. He probably got jealous and knocked them off. I don't know, but it had me looking at homie funny. I had to work with dude like every day in camp. I was just like, what the hell? I'm like, oh man, just stay away from me, homie. That's where the division came. On my behalf, I'm like, dude, just stay over there. I'm over here, over there, I'm over here. I don't have time to be trying to do the feds work and put pieces together and get people knocked. That's their job. You feel me? I got to do me, because getting into their problems is going to waste my time and get me knocked off. I don't get into people's business. I try to mind my own business to the best of my strength, because that don't make no sense. People always trying to drag me in it. They see I don't tell people business. They try to drag me into their stuff. I don't want to know your business, man. I don't want to know about your girl. I don't want to know about your side piece. I don't want to know about your future piece. don't want to know about what you about to do unless it has something to do with Jesus and the Bible and the script and the word and helping out the youth with the word, as David said when he was in a cave running from Saul trying to kill him. And he realized that was the only thing that mattered. I don't want to hear about nothing unless you want some stuff like David, some stuff like Solomon, something like a real prophet who did something positive. I don't want to hear about all this and that and other you got going on. I don't want to be involved in none of that. I'd rather live under a rock than to deal with that. I don't like getting in people's relationship problems at all. Don't put me into your relationship problems. That's between you and whoever. And most of the time, it has to deal with multiples. I'm not going to be one of them. I'm good. I'm super good. What my mama used to say, mind your own, you live long. What my mama used to say, mind your own, you live long. Shit. That's like the Midwestern way. My mom's from Chicago. She's from a harder place than me and all my California cousins put together. Come on, man, stop playing. My mom came from a harder place than me and my dad. She was like a queen ant. She is a queen ant. That's crazy. So, mind your own, as she would say. Mm-hmm. My mom extra private. She's so private. She's not going to meet you over here. She's going to meet you over there because it's private. My mom is the most kind lady you will ever meet if you get to meet her, because she's always somewhere inside, man. She don't like dealing with the world like that. Mm-hmm. But my mom's not a slouch. She's from Chicago. She's with the business too. If you push her, she's way more active. It's hard to say, man. She's more active than my dad, man. I know, it's so funny, man. Mm-hmm. Cause she quick to jump off on you way before my dad. My dad quick to jump off on you too. But I feel like my mom is like really impatient. She senses it from a mile away because her sense of urgency is quicker than my dad's. My dad was born in Texas. He was raised in LA. My mom was born and raised in Chicago. There was no going from a nice place to a better place. It was just ghetto for a long time. Fighting and dying for a long time. People getting killed. So her sense of urgency is like, it could go from 0 to 1,000 fast. And trust me, I've been under her fire before. She inflicted her force on me. Oh my Lord. I used to be scared the hell of my mom. But man, my mom is really, really nice though. And you know what I mean? If you really want to do better at life, you have to get up and dip. She got up and dipped from Chicago and LA. It wasn't working. LA was just too much on my mom. Mm-hmm. Lost her cousin, all kind of stuff, man. Teen pregnancy, people making you feel cornered in, boxed in, can't go nowhere, all kind of problems for everybody because nobody wants to leave LA. They think LA is so great. I love LA too, my birthplace, but dude, come on. Like, man, I got to see things. I want to see things. I want to see my Heavenly Father's monuments. I want to see what people have spent decades on making for God. I want to see what God created naturally. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't care if it was just a beautiful painting. Mm-hmm. I want to see it. And that's how I've always been. And that's why I am an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So that's me, man. I'm not trying to change how people view things. I'm not trying to target nobody or hurt nobody or nothing. You know, I'm just spreading the word, man. That's the best thing I can do. I created this boss collection outside the Compton Kid collection, outside Luxad, and outside SUISM Church, low key, because I need to do something that helps me and others by just like spreading the word. Because you know, it's not gonna stop until everybody knows the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and we ain't gotta ask questions no more. 'Cause they trying to take it out of school, they trying to take it out of money, they trying to take it out of everything. You can't even have God's name on money no more. Can't even acknowledge God as you spending your last money on something. Next, the plug gonna be wanting an ATM card from you. The plug gonna have an ATM machine up in his house. I mean, the weed shops have ATM machines. Man, don't forget about the word. The word comes first.
The word always comes first.
SUISMchurch.com.
Boss.